Hey, what is going on, Nav Nation? Welcome back to another video. Today, guys, we have a full market watch breakdown, and just as a spoiler alert, we're not just talking about Pokemon here today, so if you just come to the channel for the Pokemon content, you can go ahead and click through right now. But if you actually come here to learn how to invest and how to make money, regardless of the TCG or the game, then you definitely want to stick around, because I think there are some huge opportunities out there that are set to transpire over the next 6 months to 1 year. And if you are interested in any of those, in either investing or making money, then you probably want to go ahead and stick around. So the first one that we're going to discuss here today is perhaps one of the most highly anticipated and long sought after and very far pushed back TCGs, and that is My Hero Academia. We have now gotten confirmation that this is going to release on October 15th. And I want to give you guys some backstory on My Hero today, because this is perhaps one of the least marketed TCGs, especially for an alpha set, that I have ever seen. So My Hero is set to be produced by Jasco Games. And if you guys have any kind of knowing or any kind of knowledge of Jasco Games, they don't have the best track record for producing TCGs. They have done other ones in the past, like Mortal Kombat, but overall their repertoire is not very strong. And up until now, guys, I have to tell you, they have done a very poor job in promoting this product, which My Hero, as I said, one of the most popular animes out there right now, very strong IP, and you really haven't heard anything about it. It's been continually being pushed off. This was supposed to be released last year in September, and then it was supposed to be released in September of this year and got pushed off again, and now we do have confirmation that it will release on October 15th. But Jasco really did not make that known to anybody out there, including the distributors or to the resellers. So we pretty much had to figure this out through the grapevine, and the only reason that we really know a lot of this information is that both myself and Rocky have dug really deep into this TCG and have been able to uncover a lot of this information. The other thing that is not well known, and I don't even know how many people are familiar with this, but this first wave of My Hero Academia, let me back up real quick. There's going to be 2 releases, just so you guys know. There will be one release on October 15th and one release on November 15th. Now, why are they doing that? Well, this gets to my point that I was just bringing up. The first wave of My Hero Academia products are all going to be first edition. You guys heard me right. First edition products for this first wave. Now, did Jasco announce this? Or did they pass this information along to their distributor, who is Asmodee? No. Or at least if they did, they have not promoted that to anyone out there in the hobby, including resellers. Again, this is information that we had to dig in deep on. And for the most part, we found this information through one of Jasco Games' podcasts, right? So I'll go ahead and play a quick clip here for you guys so that you can see exactly where we got this information from.
So we do have a question. First edition cards, will there be a difference from others? Jason, you have some of the cards near you. Do you want to show?
Let me see if I can show something without spoiling. Here, let me show Plus Ultra.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how it looks on the card. It'll say first edition on the left side, I think.
Yep. Right by the watermark.
There you go. So first edition cards have that. Unlimited versions just don't have that. The boxes and packs and everything themselves also say that, except for the prize cards. I don't think they say first edition on them. On the packs themselves.
Nope.
So again, guys, pretty incredible that we had to basically go to this esoteric source to try to find this information, but we do have confirmation that all first wave products of My Hero Academia will be first edition. Now, why do I bring this up? Well, it's pretty obvious, right? You slap a first edition stamp on any product out there, it always garners a premium. I mean, just look at history for a precedence. We can look at, obviously, Pokemon. Pokemon probably made this the most popular trait to have for a TCG. Look at first edition products out there from Wizards of the Coast, astronomical. We can come a little bit closer in time and we can look at something like Flesh and Blood. Look at the Welcome to Wraith first edition boxes, which was the alpha set for Flesh and Blood. And even more recently, we can look at Metazoo, the Cryptid Nation first edition booster boxes, or even the most recent one, Nightfall, which we're actually going to be getting into here a little bit later. But all of those products, especially when you have those two characteristics of it being a base set or alpha set and having that first edition stamp on it, that always spells success for a TCG, almost regardless of what it is, right? That just garners a premium in and of itself. And just so you guys know, first edition will be in the first wave of My Hero Academia products. And on top of that, you are not really going to find these in many of your stores. And this is why the distributor of choice for Jasco games for My Hero is Asmodee. Now, if you're not familiar with Asmodee, that's probably for good reason, because they are better known for producing board games. And in fact, the representative that we have been working with isn't even familiar with a lot of the terminology for TCGs, because they deal solely in, or mainly in, board games. And so they didn't even know that these products were going to be first edition. They really didn't know what that meant. They just thought that it meant first wave. And so you've got this really ambiguous market now for My Hero, and most people don't even know that these products are going to have this first edition stamp. Now, as I said, not all stores are going to have this, and the reason being is that basically if you ordered early through Asmodee, not only were you guaranteed to get the first edition products that will be releasing on October 15th, but you were also able to get basically as much as you wanted to. Now, that November 15th release date that I was talking about, that will be the release date for all unlimited products, right? So those will be the products that you're more than likely going to find in your card stores online are going to be unlimited products. That first wave is really for select stores that ordered very, very early through Asmodee. So again, most of the products that you're going to find out there are going to be unlimited. Now, we've got those up on PokéRealm right now, and we try to articulate that to the best of our ability to all of our members. Still don't know if everybody really understood that, but I want you guys to realize what we really have going here. You have a very strong IP. You have a hugely popular anime. It's the base set, the alpha set, and its first edition, and these are all releasing on October 15th, and they're only going to be in select stores. I mean, just check all of the boxes off there, guys. Now, I know there's people out there right now that are probably going, oh, PokéNav, he's just shilling. He's just shilling trying to get these products out there just to make a profit. Well, you know, you're probably right if we actually had a business model that worked off of margins, but we don't make any money off of products at PokéRealm, guys. That's not our business model. That's not how it's set up. So realistically, I'm actually hoping that not a lot of people actually take these so that I can take them personally and then just watch where the market goes over the next 6 months, because as that unlimited stock releases after November 15th, guess what? Then you're going to start seeing them in the big box stores. Early next year, you're going to start seeing them in Targets, Walmarts, all of the big box stores, and more people are going to become familiarized with it, and they're going to realize, hey, these are unlimited, but there was actually a first edition run. And they're going to look back in those. I can just foresee it now with these products just exploding, probably near the tail end of this year, probably around December or so, and early first quarter of next year. So I really just want to let you guys know, because this is not broadcast anywhere. Again, that is where we had to go to initially verify that it was going to be first edition, and then we had to go back through and re-verify through Jasco Games, through Asmodee, and work through the grapevine to find this information. So I just want to put that out there to you guys today. Be on the lookout for this stuff. For all the members out there that picked up booster boxes or the DLC pack or the 2-player rival deck, I would hold on to those products for a while, guys, because these again are limited print, first edition, and after October 15th, basically everything that you're going to see after that, especially after the November release, is going to be unlimited. So just to keep it on your radar, and for any of you out there that are interested in that, well, we've got it up on PokéRealm, and we've got more to come in the next few weeks. So just another thing again to keep on your radar here. Okay, so now we've gotten through My Hero Academia. Let's go ahead and jump over to Pokemon and what should be on your market radar, or at least the things that I'm looking at over the coming months. And that's really looking at mainly Fusion Arts and Fusion Strike. So let's talk about Fusion Strike first and foremost. It's looking more and more like Fusion Strike is going to be very, very allocated, big supply cuts. Now, our good friend Mason did just put out a video the other day talking about his allocations and talking about that they didn't seem so bad. Now, the thing to keep in mind with that, I love Mason, I love what he does, but in this day and age, it's one of the reasons why on PokéRealm we don't put out pre-orders until like maximum like a week and a half before release. Why is that the case? Well, maybe you guys have been walking around lately, going through your stores or just driving around. Have you noticed that there's been quite a few supply shortages? I'm not talking about TCGs here, folks. I'm talking about economy-wide. Supply shortage. I was in Costco the other day. Guess what? They were all out of toilet paper. They were all out of paper towels once again. A lot of their stock was very limited. You go into the grocery stores, a lot of the shelves are starting to become empty again. You go through, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm in the real estate market as well. I mean, a lot of the things that were starting to come back are now starting to have supply shortages once again. And it's starting. It's not starting. It's ramping up in the TCG world as well, because it's all a part of that supply chain. And again, even though the numbers that he was giving out is like for booster boxes, even though they were on par with what he had gotten for previous sets, if you notice, the other products in there had about that 70% supply cut from what he was accustomed to in previous sets. And as I was saying, with the supply shortages, the numbers that they are getting now for Fusion Strike could very well be different by the time November actually comes around. Now, that's not to say that all resellers out there won't get the allocations that they've been promised. But what can happen, and has happened in the past, is that those numbers can be pushed off later on into the future. So that first wave that you were expecting, maybe you get 50% of that first wave, and then the other 50% maybe comes a few weeks later, or perhaps even a few months later. And a lot of that is due to how the economy is operating, how efficiently the supply chain is working. And I'm just starting to see a lot more trends across the macro economy where these supply shortages are starting to become more and more pervasive. Now, why do I bring this up about Fusion Strike? Well, the reason being is that this could very well be a really good opportunity for quick flips, right? People on this channel that watch for the flipping aspect and being able to create cash flow, if we do have such big shortages and you are able to get your hands on something like booster boxes or especially ETBs, those prices could rise very dramatically, very quickly in a very short amount of time, and that could create a really good opportunity for a quick flip on those various different products. And who knows when the next waves will actually come out. We're getting waves from previous sets that are getting pushed out further and further and further. And again, I think a lot of this is to the supply chain shortages that we're just experiencing across the whole economy. And we'll probably see something similar with Fusion Strike, probably into early next year, perhaps even second quarter of next year as well. Now, on the flip side of that, you do have Fusion Arts, which was just released out of Japan, which is the Japanese equivalent of Fusion Strike. Now, there's two things that I could see happen with that particular set. One is that more people go in and start buying Fusion Arts because they can't get their hands on Fusion Strike, and that drives the price down for Fusion Arts. Or by the time people start to realize this, they start to see that there's no products out on the shelves for Fusion Strike, then they go and they want to pick up Fusion Arts to at least get a little bit of the fun, and they can't find it, and so the price then gets driven back up again. Now, those are all hypothetical, but just a couple things that I'm looking at over the coming months with everything that I'm seeing. Again, I always like to look at the macro economy. Pokemon, TCGs, all of this does not exist in a vacuum. It is all a part of that larger macro economy on a worldwide scale, because many of these products are produced in other countries, and therefore, you really have to look at it from a more holistic approach to get a better idea of where we might be at in coming months. Now, done with Pokemon. Last one that I want to discuss here today. We'll wrap this one up here pretty quickly, and that is Metazoo. We were referring to it before. We have the release of Nightfall, which is coming out here in not too long, I believe the end of October. And I wanted to mention Metazoo here today because we were talking about My Hero Academia, the first edition boxes there. We've got the Nightfall first edition booster boxes that are going to be releasing also. And to be honest, guys, after it's all said and done, after all of the criticisms that Metazoo has had, I don't think it's going anywhere. I really don't think this is a TCG that is going anywhere anytime soon. And really, at this point, it's all about just trying to get your hands on it. The thing about Metazoo, which I would say is very analogous to My Hero Academia, is they have done an abysmal, absolutely abysmal job of communication, of transparency, and actually trying to get these products into collectors and players' hands. And ultimately, that's going to give you long-term success, right? But this first wave, which is going to be first edition for Nightfall, it's going to be immensely popular, but it's very, very difficult to actually get your hands on this product. I myself and for PokéRealm, we tried to do pre-orders through their preferred distributor, which is Golden Distribution. We got subsequent emails saying that, hey, we can't fulfill any of these orders essentially, and here's other places that you can check out, which included a distribution company out of Canada, which included Channel Fireball, and a few others, honestly, very obscure distribution companies. It amazes me that they're not going with some of the bigger, more well-known names like Southern Hobby, Alliance, GTS, which to me would just make more sense. I feel like you'd have more economies of scale being able to work with these various distributors, and you'd be able to really get your products out there to more resellers who already have established relationships with these large distribution companies. But nonetheless, I think that Nightfall is going to do very well. I think it's going to be very similar to something like first edition Cryptid Nation, which is also going to do well. I'm looking forward to the future sets that they have releasing. There's going to be Metazoo UFO, which I'm a big paranormal fan, so I'm really looking forward to that set. You know, perhaps maybe they'll have a Mulder and Scully character card in there. If so, your boy PokéNav, it's done for. I'm all in. But again, I think that it's going to do well. Unlimited boxes, I think those are also going to do well. But again, guys, it all really depends on how they handle the distribution channels and how much of this product that they're actually going to get out to resellers and ultimately get into your hands. I think that is going to be the big determining factor. But there's a lot of things at play right now, and those are really the big three that I wanted to discuss here today that I think are most pertinent to the coming months and to the overall market in TCGs. I think those are the big players to keep an eye on right now. So again, as a recap, My Hero Academia, a lot of people don't know it. That first wave, which is going to be releasing on October 15th, first edition products. November 15th, you will then have all of the unlimited products that will be releasing. I imagine by the end of the year, by early next year, you will start seeing these in big box stores. And that's really when I think that the prices will spike and you'll really start to see more of a notoriety within the various TCG hobbies. Second, the Fusion Arts, Fusion Strike. Don't count on numbers just yet, guys. No matter what people are telling you, with all of the macroeconomic issues that we're starting to experience again, I would not be surprised if the numbers that you're seeing now don't drastically change by November. This isn't to be pessimistic. It's just to give you a realistic expectation of what you might expect in the coming months. And then last but not least, Metazoo, Nightfall, which is coming out, first edition boxes, and then later Unlimited. Those are definitely one that I would keep on your radar. And again, it's all going to depend upon how many of these are actually out there, how well they handle the distribution channels, and how well they position themselves for long-term success. So guys, let me know what you thought of this video today, of this market update on all of these various TCGs. Let me know down in the comments if there is another TCG, another product maybe in Pokemon or wherever that you think is definitely or should be on everyone's radar. And let me know what you think of the coming months as we close out the fourth quarter of 2021. Other than that, guys, I will see you all next time. My name is PokéNav. I'm here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon one video at a time, and I will see you all in the next video.